Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're uncovering one of the darkest and most controversial aspects of intelligence and military operations: the creation and use of torture manuals. These documents, often written by intelligence agencies, serve as chilling guides on how to break prisoners, extract confessions, and control individuals through psychological and physical torment. The existence of these manuals not only exposes the brutal underbelly of covert operations, but also highlights how governments have justified their use under the veil of national security. In this episode, we'll explore the origins of torture manuals, their impact, and the long-term consequences of their use. Let's get started. What are torture manuals? Torture manuals are classified documents that provide detailed instructions on interrogation techniques, psychological manipulation, and physical abuse. These guides often cover methods of inducing extreme pain, disorientation, and fear to extract information from detainees. While publicly condemned, these manuals have been secretly distributed and used by military and intelligence operatives around the world. One infamous example is the KUBARK Counterintelligence Interrogation Manual, produced by the CIA in the 1960s. This document outlined psychological and physical techniques for interrogating suspects, including sensory deprivation, isolation, and stress positions. Versions of this manual resurfaced during the War on Terror, with techniques applied in places like Guantanamo Bay and Abu Ghraib. The dirty tactics in torture manuals. Psychological torture. Techniques such as sleep deprivation, forced standing, and mock executions are frequently included in these manuals. The goal is to mentally break the subject without leaving physical scars, making the abuse harder to trace. Physical pain and humiliation. Stress positions, waterboarding, and beatings are often described in detail. The manuals emphasize pushing detainees to their physical limits while maintaining plausible deniability. Sensory manipulation. Blindfolding, sensory overload, or complete sensory deprivation is recommended to disorient prisoners. This makes them more susceptible to suggestion and control. Exploitation of phobias and weaknesses. Manuals teach interrogators to identify and exploit personal fears, such as threatening family members or fabricating scenarios to increase panic. The dirty side of these manuals. The existence of torture manuals represents a gross violation of human rights. These documents essentially provide a blueprint for inflicting suffering under the guise of intelligence gathering. What makes it even dirtier is the hypocrisy of governments that publicly denounce torture, while secretly authorizing and distributing these materials to operatives and allied nations. Furthermore, these manuals have often been exported or leaked to regimes with poor human rights records. In Latin America during the Cold War, U.S.-produced manuals were distributed to military juntas and dictatorships, contributing to widespread disappearances, extrajudicial killings, and state-sponsored terror. Exposure and fallout. Torture manuals remained in the shadows until investigative journalists and declassified documents exposed their existence. The revelation of the KUBARK manual and others like it caused global outrage, forcing governments to rethink interrogation policies. However, despite public scrutiny, similar techniques continued to be used during conflicts in Iraq, Afghanistan, and beyond. The exposure of these documents not only damaged the credibility of intelligence agencies, but also led to widespread legal challenges and demands for justice by victims of torture. Yet many of the officials involved in authorizing or using these methods faced little to no accountability. The long-term consequences. The use of torture manuals has left lasting scars on both individuals and societies. Survivors often suffer from lifelong psychological trauma, while the nations that employed these tactics face diplomatic fallout and reputational damage. Additionally, the normalization of such practices creates a dangerous precedent that undermines international law and encourages authoritarian regimes to justify their abuses. The existence of torture manuals is a chilling reminder of how far governments are willing to go in the pursuit of control and intelligence. While many of these documents have been exposed, their legacy continues to shape the world of covert operations and interrogation. If you found this deep dive into the world of torture manuals eye-opening, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content. Let us know in the comments what you think about this topic, and if there are other hidden aspects of history you'd like us to uncover. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.